Let's look at the responsibilities and fair expectations of your right-hand woman, your maid of honor, and how to choose the right maid of honor. When it comes down to this tough decision, choose the person who will be there for you, the person who will know when to tell you the truth about how you look in that dress and when to tell you what you need to hear. Your maid of honor needs to be supportive. This means that when you feel anxious or nervous, or you just need to talk or go for a drive, she'll be there to help you with whatever you need. She needs to have your best intentions in mind always. This means she needs to know when she can tell you she really hates the dress you want her to wear, but also be mindful that it isn't about her. If she can't stand one of your friends, she needs to be able to get over that for your sake. Your maid of honor needs to be able and ready to put anyone in check. She needs to speak up and be tough with people who are being selfish or pains in the butt. She needs to be ready to deal with conflict with the bridal party or vendors to make sure you aren't dealing with more than you need to. She needs to be organized, and you need to feel you can trust her to be responsible for what you ask of her. She needs to keep the bridal team motivated. When it comes to the parties, the special plans, she needs to realize that you're stressed and your bridezilla spasms aren't a reflection of who you really are. And be able to realize that you've never planned a wedding before. So you may be a bit more irritable and snappy, and she needs to be able to communicate with you effectively when you're not being the most pleasant person in the world. And also be able to let it go because she loves you. She needs to be ready to attend appointments you may have with vendors so she can help you with any decisions you might have and be there to ask any tough questions. Obviously, she needs to go bridesmaid dress shopping with you and make sure the other bridesmaids aren't complaining to you that this color doesn't work with my skin tone, or I want a short dress so my legs don't look stubby. She needs to keep those girls in line so you don't have to deal with their silly demands. Also, the maid of honor typically will pay for her own dress and accessories. Although sometimes you as the bride or your parents will offer to pay for part of the bridesmaids' dresses if the dresses are over a certain amount, or they'll offer to pay for the alterations. Sometimes your maid of honor will plan your bridal party. Sometimes your mom or another bridesmaid will too. Usually you'll end up having about 3 or 4 of them. Your maid of honor will plan your bachelorette party and work with your bridesmaids to cover costs. Have a discussion with the maid of honor about who you'd like her to invite to your bachelorette party, your bridal party, and so on. On the bachelorette party note, make sure you let your maid of honor know what you like and don't like. It's actually common that maid of honors will think it's funny to hire strippers for a bachelorette party, so if this is something you don't want, make that clear. If you want a relaxing evening, make that known. Because your maid of honor is going to be spending a lot of time and money planning this night out for you, and she'll want to make sure it's perfect. She knows you well, yes, but if there are specific things you would love or hate, let her know. Some bachelorette party ideas are doing something kind of fun like a pole dancing class, going away for a spa weekend, going dancing all night, going to a concert. If you like surprises, leave the planning completely up to her. But it's good to give a few subtle hints, and they're usually welcomed. Ask yourself these questions to determine if she's the right maid of honor for you. Is she supportive, and will she be there for you? Will she have your best intentions in mind always? Will she keep your energy up during your wedding planning? Will she keep the other bridesmaids in check? Is she organized and responsible? Will she communicate with you effectively? Will she be understanding of any bridezilla spasms? Will she be there to attend vendor meetings with you? Will she be up for planning you an awesome bachelorette party? On your wedding day, your maid of honor needs to be with you in the morning for prep while you, her, and the rest of the bridal party are getting ready. Your maid of honor is usually the person to put your veil on or do up your dress. She needs to keep an eye on your wedding dress all day to make sure it isn't getting trampled on or dirty. Your maid of honor signs the wedding certificate at your wedding. She gives a speech at the wedding, which, yes, you will probably have to tell her she needs to do this. She needs to know every single important person to you and your groom, and let the photo and video team know to get coverage of them. Your maid of honor needs to know where the washrooms are at your venue, where the bridal suite is, pretty much where everything at the venue is happening, because she'll be the person that everyone is going to be asking questions to regarding your wedding. And her cell number needs to be provided to most of these vendors too. She needs to have her cell phone charged and on vibrate. So if anyone needs to ask her things like, where's the bride right now? Or how do I get to the photo shoot location? She's available to answer those questions. She basically has to be ready to handle any stressful situation on the day of the wedding so that you can be as stress-free as possible. Your maid of honor should always be by your side to make sure you're feeling good and happy on your wedding day, and that anything you need is available right away. And to help you if you need to go to the washroom or sew a button or let you know if you've got something in your teeth. She needs to attend their rehearsal dinner. She should have an emergency kit of things like deodorant, safety pins, a sewing kit, mints, rather than gum because you don't want to have candid photos of you chewing something. Hairspray, clear tape, scissors, tampons, a lint roller, white chalk to cover up smudges on your wedding dress, extra phone chargers, tissues, baby powder for those greasy hair moments, and Q-tips. Go on a coffee date with her and discuss why you're so glad she said yes, what your expectations are, and if she has any ideas or thoughts about your wedding day. Being a maid of honor is truly an honor, but it's also a lot of responsibility, and communicating at the beginning will ensure she knows everything she needs to do. Your maid of honor's duties are: she needs to be with you on the morning of your wedding for prep. She needs to help you put your dress and your veil on. She makes sure your wedding dress stays clean throughout the day. She signs the wedding certificate at your ceremony. Often, a maid of honor will say a speech at the reception. She needs to let the photo and video team know who the important people at your wedding are. She needs to attend the rehearsal dinner. Vendors will need to have her cell phone number, and she'll need to have her cell phone charged. And she needs to be by your side all day and deal with any issues that might come up.